Okay. Hello, friends. Welcome back to another evening of the Island of Fal. Hopefully, all of the assets are not broken. That was cool. Did the NotGreatRPG thing play? Did it actually work? Or was that something else?
Nope.
Might have been something else. Oh, I just read your message. That's not good.
Hello.
Thank you, CMS. That's John's Ukubo costume.
Yeah, this is part of my new Ukubo get-up.
Yeah, we're gonna be wearing at least some costumes during all of the streams now. Just as an FYI, that's coming. Everybody had a budget to get costume stuff, so every character will at least have some costuming stuff, which is very exciting. But yeah, if you were not here at the beginning, when I started the giveaway, type !FAL if you live in North America somewhere to enter into the giveaway for this dice tray specifically, mine,
Grimdar.
my purple one, as well as a set of dice and a signed cast letter from the Island of Fal cast, or the whole NotGreatRPG
Team.
Yeah. So enter into that. I'll do it at the end. Paul, if you win, you're not getting it.
What do you mean? I want to break it over your head.
Fifth death.
But yeah, we'll get into the questions and things. Can I answer and give it to someone? Sure. Sure can.
To Paul.
Yeah, so we had a lot of questions for fall stuff, as well as some things that John has just told us that
Make them dead inside.
Yep.
It doesn't make me dead inside. I just hate you.
Yeah. I know. All right. I
don't
guess
hate
I'll hop to the Discord.
Yeah, if you want to just run
Mage
through.
hand.
Mage hand. I'm gonna open this box. Oh.
Oh.
Tablets. For those of you who are listening to the podcast, I just shook our new tablets in the air with my fists.
All right, let me.
All right. So the first one was asked by Don. And it was, what was the loot that would have been given to Bran and Olive if Buku's leaf...
Yeah, which we still have, by the way. I found it when I was cleaning.
If Buku's leaf had not been burnt. So in terms of rewards that were to be given out at the conclusion of the arc with Wooey, which, because Wooey died early, I was not anticipating things to go so poorly, and Wooey to die. You were getting Wooey's club.
Yeah.
You were going to get something from Wooey's wife. Wooey's wife herself.
Wait, but I took care of her. I helped her
kidding.
out. Ashley, thank you for the gift sub. I'm sorry that it didn't go to Luna.
And then
I
we
think you
banned
hit just anonymous gift and not gift to a person, I think. Probably what happened.
No, but you guys... so Olive ended up getting her loot. I don't
Did
know
she?
if you yeah,
I don't
it was
remember.
a cloak of protection.
Oh, yeah.
It was covered in shit and mud. Like that was that.
Did he not wear it, though? Or did he?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't know whether or not if he ever like actually applied it to his stats, but that's not my responsibility. I give you a thing, it's yours now. Goodbye.
Thank you, Astri.
No, but for you would have gotten something from one of the three sons, the wife, or Wooey himself, depending on who was alive at the end of the interactions. So Wooey giving you his club would have happened regardless, as long as you were capable of doing something that Wooey found, I guess, demonstrable in terms of, like honorable, or something that demonstrated that you were willing to protect and serve his family and serve his tribe. You also would have been given something that would have permitted you to summon apes. So on the island, so my justification.
What do you mean summon apes?
So you know how there are like rings of elemental command?
Yeah.
Like there are rings of conjure animals. It would have only exclusively summoned apes. It would have been the ape ring.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you would have been
That would
able
have
to
been so useful.
Yep. Yeah, it would have summoned, I think it was 3, like, challenge rating 1/2 apes. Yep.
That would have been so
That would've
useful.
been so good.
Yep. The ape brain.
Just the memes alone.
Mhm. Yeah, you would have summoned him. That was why I made it. Because that was still
They
like
look strangely like Grimdark.
Yep.
But hairier.
Oh.
We could have carried Olive off into the jungle forever with
Yep.
the apes.
I could have had them just grab people.
You would have been your own kidnap squad. You would
Yeah.
have literally had a
I
kidnap
would have been like,
squad.
all right, you guys don't want to help me. I'm gonna go
I'm
kidnap
gonna go
somebody.
get some apes. They'll do it for me.
We could have hugged Jonathan if we had the extra ape arms.
Oh.
Would have worked.
Yep. The next question that you asked, because we did not address it on stream, was who is the spirit of hate? This was something we talked about at the diner after one of the episodes. The spirit of hate was the original Bran Rorona. Because of his spiteful vengeance and hatred he had grown with towards his brother, when he died, his body, his soul, essentially, that's why he doesn't exist in like a necklace form or anything like that. His soul was so stained with hatred that he actually became the idealistic embodiment of the word itself. That was why he refused to speak to you. That was why whenever you summoned, when you called out to the spirit of hate, it was,
He fucking hates
yes,
you.
because he hates you.
And you fought him and he cut you.
Yep.
He really hates
Yes, yes, he does.
Oh, please.
Yep. The next question was from Astri, which Luna did answer correctly. Why did everyone but Grimdar and Bran, lose
Yeah.
their memories?
you. Yeah,
Yep.
that was the question.
So for that was more an application of what Radgar himself was, as the spirit of madness, his way of attempting to die permanently, in whatever regard he could, was to leave the world's knowledge of him. So this way he could just kind of exist silently, having only his truest friends still remember who he was.
Right, because you just then forgotten and
Correct.
can just kind of exist and not have to be bothered forever.
Correct. He just wanted peace.
Yeah.
All right, this is CMS's first one. Other than in Grimdar's cell, were there any points where you thought that the campaign would come to an end sooner than expected? In terms of like a total TPK, not really. The Leviathan breath on the beach side.
Yeah, that was...
That was one of the bigger ones in terms of more recent episodes within the last few months. Early on, there were ways for you guys to... Again, you could have died in any given situation. In terms of deadlier combats, though, the Ziggurat was not designed to be deadly. The invasion of the Wyatt family, and then tied to the potential appearance of the Leviathan, would have been perceived as potentially deadly.
Yeah.
Just because of where you guys, had anyone chosen to go out, I'm not saving you from a decision like that. But I also didn't assume you guys would do that. So again, in terms of where you guys went after the conclusion of the island, because of what happened with the
because
Ziggurat.
on the island in the beginning in the Ziggurat, even if we had been... Because I dragged the party out of that room. You had said
with the
previously-
Bloodwell, yes,
yeah,
that
you'd
the
said we
apes
would've
would have been there
captured.
because that was... Well, it was either you would have been captured by Irshus and bled out. So when the party was initially knocked out in their first, like, kind of TPK, when they were knocked out at the Bloodwell by Irshus after the body of Buku was seen, they were rescued by the apes. There was an opportunity where, had they not allied with Wooey, that you guys would have had nobody.
Oh, yeah.
And having awakened with no allies, you would have been at the top of the Ziggurat in the torture rooms.
Oh.
So it would have been Ander revealing himself to you again and offering an opportunity for you to ally with him. And then...
See ya!
yeah,
Goodbye!
Straight sacrificing Olive and Grimdar. So you guys could have died.
I remember that
3 or 4.
conversation because I was already stained, right?
Correct.
At that point,
It
so
was the temptation.
I
of
was
Bran.
going to be the
Temptation of
Leviathan's
Bran.
fuck toy, and
Yep.
you guys were dead.
Yep. Yeah, that's a possibility.
That would have been a see ya.
Yeah, it was the temptation of Bran Nilo was one of the episodes.
Yep. Yeah. So there was that. Then you guys fled the island. Had you guys stayed and tried to fight the skeletal army, you all would have died.
Yeah, I mean
Good.
that was obvious.
I figured, yeah.
I mean, definitively, it's an army. you're not winning that.
So you killed all the people on the island, essentially.
No, I did not.
Causing mass panic.
You did. Okay, whose fault was it that this was all fucked up? Wasn't mine.
Then we fled the island. I, again, expected us to go towards Tramex, towards the northern continent, because I laid so many plot hooks, and you guys were like, nah, fuck that, turn around.
We fucking got you.
Yeah, we're going to go real south now.
We'll show you.
Yeah.
We'll sail longer.
So in Southmore, the only opportunity really for an expected potential death would have been the one fight with Giagru in the gutter. Had you elected to take that, you would have probably gotten mountained and gotten your eyes ripped out of your skull.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and everyone would have cheered.
If you thought I wasn't gonna cheat,
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. That was a dangerous interaction. Had you guys attempted to corner Julia earlier, if you had arrived and were beginning to be suspicious of her, Julia would have fought you. As a Drider, she probably doesn't kill you, but it also depends on who out of the group is there to
Oh, that was Tuck's barkeep?
Yes, that was the barkeep.
Okay, yeah,
yes. So if it was something where like one or two of you had approached her alone, she's a Drider, she probably kills them both. Or if it was the two women, like if it was Kelsey and Olive, they would have gotten taken to Lolth. Yeah, for transformation purposes, because they would have been good fits as Driders.
Oh no.
So, yeah, we went into the Underdark. The shit with Cephantis, you guys could have potentially fucked that up, but you were wisely, kind to her and rescued the dragon.
I mean, she would have been easy to kill, I'm assuming.
Correct, yeah. She was very injured. It would have been something where you guys would have gotten incredible experience rewards in the moment. But in terms of long-term punishments, not having Cephantis would have been really detrimental.
Good to know for the speed run.
Yeah.
You need the experience.
I'm sorry!
I need it!
Give me the gloves. Bing, 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 bing.
Friend!
Yep.
Oh, you just screamed dead.
Zazu could have killed you in the Underdark.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was so
yeah.
creepy. Help.
Yes. Jonathan could have killed you in the Underdark.
Jonathan could have killed us at any point.
Correct. Yeah. Either of those fight sequences that could have emerged, should you guys have essentially constantly argued and fought Zazu and refused any of his requests, you guys would have been able to kill Zazu. Or Zazu would have killed you. Even if you killed the entity that Zazu was, he was essentially a spirit.
Right.
So Zazu would have just gone back to the container in the crystal vein behind Lolth's lair. Then I feel like we had like kind of, not like a peaceful little stretch, because that was when we had the Adonites Lolth fight that decimated Hoth.
Yeah, before that we were still in South Shore, though, where Viv killed Giagru, and we fled on the dragon.
Correct.
Oh my god.
That was how you got out.
That was such chaos.
If you had
that was
killed,
pure chaos.
Yep. Yeah. If you had killed Cephantis, that would have been horrible for you in terms of your escape for Southmore.
Because they would have grabbed Viv.
Yep.
Yeah, we were.
Yep. And
remember we jumped in?
Yeah, and that was the bowling ball situation. Yep.
Gotta just laugh.
Yep.
Yeah, how do you forget Granddaddy Zedilia? Granddaddy.
Yeah. Also, I guess theoretically, when Jonathan fucking Wolfman leapt on the Zedilia Palace in the Underdark, when you were almost Eggbrand, I mean, I did never expect him to abandon you, but they could have abandoned you theoretically because you were immobile.
Yep.
Egg boy.
Yeah, you could have gotten abandoned.
Come on.
Yeah.
Grimdar wouldn't have left me.
No, I know, and that was why I did that.
He would have
left.
lifted. He would have been like, oop.
No
I'd
matter
have
what the
died by your
cost,
side.
Grimdar will drag you to safety. That was one of the things that I assumed that I could rely on consistently as a character motive. Then the Hoth and Adonites fight. We did not remotely incorporate the barbarians that we met in the Underdark. That there was totally a big plot line for. That we were like, nah, fuck those guys. We're just gonna go right back to the city.
We're gonna give him a bunch of spider legs. See ya.
But yeah, I mean, they ended up dying back in Hoth anyway, so like it was appropriate for them. Lolth and Adonites fled, and then that was when we got into the Great Wood, into Thalahill. So I had already talked about the plot line with King Arland. Had Arland not died from Grendel. And then, yeah, you guys were moderately safe for a while.
That's when I found out I was royalty. That was fun.
Correct.
And I got assaulted in the middle of the city.
Yes, you did. You got publicly humiliated and the
That's right,
shit
they
kicked
beat
out
the
of
shit
you.
out of you.
The trial
Yeah,
of
they beat the shit
Grimdar
out of me.
Ironbeard.
Yeah.
Yep. Public
That was
display.
good. And then I fixed the gate because I'm a goddamn hero and
Yes, you
everyone
did.
there sucked.
Yep. And then, yes, we had the Into the Shadow Fell, where Bran Rorona was not that difficult of a combat. It was more just the way in which
What?
you guys. It was more,
What do you mean?
It was more the way in which you guys entered.
Well, I mean, we had the Zadilias with us,
Correct.
but it didn't feel like an easy combat.
Correct. Yeah, no, it was also because he could see you. Yeah.
Like, no matter what.
Had you not entered, he would not have immediately assaulted.
No, it didn't. No, he attacked Olive first.
He grabbed Olive because Olive landed on him. Like,
Ooh.
yeah, that was
Look.
essentially like, I mean, Olive lands on him. He's attacking the closest thing to him. But then, yeah, as soon as you got down there, he's like, I'm fucking Bran.
Because
up,"
I
that's-
jumped right down
Yep.
after Olive.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
I
God.
was like, whoop!
Astrid cried for hours when you almost died. I'm so sorry for my 4 deaths. That must have
Grimdar's
been
down.
like days.
Roll the heart attack check. Yeah,
so
no, that
sorry.
was really scary to me, just because, you know, that was the closest
I
that you had
fucking
come.
hate you because you made me roll the percentage die. I hate you so much. I was
was
like,
weeks.
why am I rolling this? Is it for it was
Yep.
like 60%.
Yep. Yeah, it went deep fucking into your chest.
Your
Just,
name was
just missed your heart.
Yeah, that was the only time I feel like I really came close to death.
Yep.
Like when we fought at Thelahill, I know I was downed. But those like
For
two
the Grey
instances-
Dwarf invasion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That name is so dark I can't see.
Because I tried to go hero mode. and
Droxic.
I think I crit
Droxic.
failed.
It's dark purple on a black background. I can't read it. Droxic, welcome.
So yeah, the Shadowfell shit. The second invasion with the Grey Dwarves with the Earthshaker, which Illanellis.
And I almost got killed. I almost made it. I
Didn't he
couldn't-
fucking blind us?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
fucker.
he fucked us. That
Yes.
old bitch.
Oh man, I think we slapped the shit out of him just
Yeah.
a couple times.
I
you
was
know?
so close to succeeding, and I couldn't remember Grendel's name.
Yep.
Damn it!
I know.
I was so close.
Do you mean Grundle?
Yeah.
Who is our leader?
It's
Shit.
Wait, you were
I
right.
knew. I covered my face
Face
in
in
dust
soot,
to look
yep.
gray.
Yep.
I was so close.
Yep.
It was such a good idea.
I forget.
It
Classic
was such a
Grimdark.
good idea. He doesn't remember anything. Neither do I.
So then, yeah, the invasions, the Shadowfell stuff, and then, yeah, it was to Endon. Which Endon was a pretty peaceful time for you guys, then into Renya.
Yep, I'm a traitor.
Yep. Yep. Good man. Good man.
A turtle monk named Oogway. Amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of like other anticipated deaths, the conflict with the Leviathan and the invasion of the Lizard Army eventually on Renya was one of the ones where they could have died. But because they played well in Renya and were capable of keeping the Magician's network intact, they had not lost any of the Oathsworn. They had not lost any of the Magician's ministry. Because I expected you guys to... After Mogul and Isharad were like, fuck off, we don't know you, I totally thought you guys were like, we're just going to find the people in the ministry and one by one kill them.
We thought of like
There was
we
there was a
tried.
chance.
There was
there was a
chance.
chance
I
where it was
know.
just like
It
me
would've
in a
been
dark
bad.
alley.
That would have been the punishment.
That could have been real
The
bad.
fucking lizards and the Leviathan would have showed up and there would have been no defense matrix and it would have been like,
because we would have killed them all. It's so bad.
yeah, and you would have never gotten to Lily. If you had killed Mogul, you would have never gotten to Lily. Because Mogul was the one who had made
Mogul
the...
would have just fireballed us. In the
Oh yeah,
chest.
Mogul and Isharad. Well, I mean, if you fought them one-on-one, no, you,
Yeah, we
you,
probably
as,
could
you
have
as a
them,
party
yeah.
would have beaten them.
Yeah, I think Mogul would have been tougher though because he could true polymorph and things
Correct.
like that.
It's like,
Yes.
I'm a dragon, I'm gonna eat you.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna turn
Isharad
back.
would have one shot.
Yeah, Isharad would have straight ganked one person
Yeah.
and just like cut their fucking head in half. And
Not-
then
not
been
me.
Like, uh-oh.
That seat.
Yep. And then, you know, probably would have gone down, but at the same time, he might have gotten a second one of you.
Yeah.
But any of those two would have been deadly encounters. The lower levels of the Magician's Ministrate, Griffith was the third in terms of leading.
He was the one with the Matrix, right? He's the one that
Correct.
kept it up.
Yes. So, I mean, I don't think would have been a deadly encounter because he was only level 11. Yeah. Because Mogul and Ishrod were 15s. So, like, again, for you guys, it would have been hard against Griffith, and then the other magicians were only level, like, 6 to 8. So you guys would have trounced the shit out of them. That was part of why I was expecting you guys to do it. Because I had built all of them, and I thought you guys would have started with the ones that were suspicious.
Right.
Who were the easiest ones.
We almost did.
Who were the easiest ones to kill intentionally by design, because if you did that and that was your goal in Renya, was to, hey, fuck them. They're probably all bad based on the Mogul and Ishrod lowering everyone's fucking heads. Yeah. They're probably all bad.
We weren't there for that. That was just Olive.
Olive,
yeah.
Yes. But I thought Olive would have potentially attempted to roll for, like, history for recollecting that. Never came up.
Droxic, the whole campaign is on our YouTube channel, as well as turned into a podcast. The podcast is Not Great Dungeon Crawlers. Mm-hmm. If you search for Not Great RPG on Spotify, iTunes, any podcast network, you'll find it. And Not Great RPG on YouTube as well. The whole campaign is there, so you can check it out. Or just alternatively, go to our website, notgreatrpg.com, and click on the videos and podcast link, and it's all right there for you. So, yeah, you can binge the shit out of it in audio or video format. It's all up.
Mm-hmm. We're fucking clowns.
Yeah, it's good time.
It's Clown Town.
So yeah, that was one of the expected plot lines that did not go in the direction I thought. You guys played very well. You effectively, like, trusted the people in the end that you needed to trust, and found out, like I said before, that the deception that Lolth had bred within the city was that she was in the city. She wasn't in the fucking city. What was the next question?
Big brain move.
Mm-hmm.
Big brand move.
So Paul asked, what exactly is Radgar? Was he an elf first, or was he always a spirit? So Radgar was indeed a character. Radgar was one of the first elves to be born in terms of the original generation of elves in the Greatwood. In terms of what he said he did do those things. He worked with Ander to initially unite the various tribes of elves that were all very essentially at odds with each other. That was my way of demonstrating, like, the high elf wood elf discrepancies. Was Ander and Radgar were both wood elves, actually, not high elves.
Oh.
It's the opposite. The high elves were a different setting of tribes that did not want to ever work with any of the other ones. They were the most, like, xenophobic elves that lived. Essentially, we're the elves here. But Ander and Radgar were both visited by Fal early on in their lives when they were only about, like, 75-ish approximate years old.
That's it.
Yeah, having lived,
Easy.
Yeah, as an elf, not that bad. But they were both visited by Fal and essentially tasked with, hey, shit's going to eventually become a problem on this plane of existence, because Fal had become aware that Laugh had followed him over here from the prior plane of existence where Fal and Viv were from. And so he tasked Ander and Radgar with working together to unite the elves, because they were the chosen people that would have eventually stood up to work with Fal to fight against the armies of Laugh and his dragon hordes. So Radgar, at the death of Ander, when Ander made his final wish for Radgar to never die, Radgar did not become immortal in, like, his corporeal body. He became immortal in terms of his soul or his spirit. That meant that when he did die physically, he was aware of what was going to happen to him, and so he and his wife worked together to create a new body for his spirit to enter. That was why he was the spirit of madness, because he was legitimately going insane because of what he was essentially forced unto doing.
And had been alive for so long.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what Radgar was. Radgar was genuinely originally an elf tasked with assisting Ander. But then eventually when Ander utilized his final wish on his deathbed to give Radgar immortality, it was in the form of a spiritual existence, not granting his physical body immortality.
Interesting. Do you want to talk about the thing that I asked?
What was the one you asked?
The one that I asked you to confirm.
What one?
In the beginning, the loops. Or do you want to do that at the end?
So, no, we can do that one now. That's
Okay.
totally fine with me. So Don, right before we went live, asked, is this not the first loop? Meaning, is this not the first time? Is this, the second or third or whatever number of times that this world has cycled through? I told him, who knows?
Well, Viv.
Correct.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
why.
How many times?
I know. See, that's why I asked.
Yep.
Because
Viv
I thought
sang,
about it.
everybody dies, Viv knows why.
And that listening to it again, especially listening to the first episode again, I was like, fuck, there's some shit going on here where this can't be the first loop. Like, we're another attempt at Fall and Viv to try to save the world.
Correct.
Because the other people failed.
Correct. I will not tell you what had happened in a prior loop to this, but yes, things did not go the way that Fall and Viv had hoped, and so something happened for the world to pull back.
But we semi-succeeded.
Yes, Grimdar and Bran remember it this time because Grimdar and Bran, in terms of just their overall magical prowess and ability, and as well the gift from Radgar is their memory.
Yeah.
So I will say that definitively, in terms of what had not been done in maybe a prior loop, was making friends with Radgar. Because Radgar was, to me, the key in terms of maintaining memories to go back and attempt to prevent any failures that we perceivably had done. But no,
so wild.
I will not say who the previous heroes were that had gone through the world once in an effort.
I
In an
know.
effort. Do you want to make a guess?
Yeah, I mean, Salty Boy and friends.
Salty L and friends?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we'll never know.
Yay!
Maybe we'll find out in like 3
Maybe
years if
we'll
we run through this
murder them.
again. Maybe we will.
You guys suck. Oh, it's Constance. Oh no!
Killer!
Oh!
My name! Killer again!
Best hero was Duck.
Oh my god! And that's why he was a druggie, because he knew. He knew nothing mattered. It's Duck.
I'm not doing it again. I'm just going to start a band.
Start a fucking
yes.
band.
So, Droxic, we currently have we have a lot of campaigns. So we have Tales of Setendor, which is on YouTube now. That's going into episode 15, I believe. We also are starting next week on Wednesday a new campaign that is based on the Princes of the Apocalypse adventure book. And then at the beginning of the November, we're starting another homebrew campaign called The City of Oshwamp. So on my Discord, !Discord, there's a schedule, and I'm also going to put it on the website where it's a calendar that says when everything is, what date, what times, what campaigns are. So we'll have 3 campaigns going at once, but everything is always uploaded to YouTube, and it's always put on a podcast, so you can always find it or listen to it literally whenever you want. Yeah.
All right. Was there anything else you had asked that you wanted me to go over? Because I know it was the loop.
I think that was it. I think so.
Okay. Because, yeah, I will not say who the previous heroes were, and genuinely the chance that in a couple years we do replay this.
Yeah, we talked about that, chat. There is a chance that, like, down the line, if, this gets to a point where we get a lot more time to be able to do this, we will, Paul and I, and then get other people to play additional characters going through a separate loop. We'll play through Fall again.
We tell them nothing.
Which is very exciting.
All right. What was next? You can't make me live through this again. What was your inspiration for Radgar or any of our favorite characters? Wow. So, I mean, Radgar in particular, just because I always like the idea of... I don't know, I find madness very interesting as a game mechanic, just because in terms of what you can prep as a DM, because you never can guarantee how your players are going to react to a situation, I like the idea of mad characters because they're interpretable. It's something where the characters can look at them and go, Radgar's fucking nuts. Let's never speak to him again. Or Radgar's fucking cool as shit. We want to make friends with this person.
Yup.
But in terms of his original intentions, or what I drew most inspiration from for him, I don't know, really. I don't think there was anything that, like, I actually just actively sat down and was like, I want to make a crazy old wizard. Like, the idea of the crazy old wizard is not, like, a genuinely unique thing. It's a trope. But I liked the idea that I knew that his madness was directly tied not just to, like, oh, it's Merlin from Sword in the Stone, where, like, he's fucking old and he's going a little batty. This man has actually lived through lives multiple times,
Sure.
and that's the source of his insanity. So I guess Merlin from Sword in the Stone is arguably the closest thing.
I fucking love that character.
Exactly, so do I.
So
And he
good.
fucking rules. Like,
Yeah.
he just does whatever the fuck he wants. He just fucks around.
I'm gonna
Like,
turn people into squirrel and just fuck the
That's
squirrels.
squirrels.
I don't care. He's like a Radgar and Tuck combined is just Merlin.
Yep. Two halves to one wonderful character. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the other characters, in terms of NPCs that had filled positions, it's not so much that, like, I would view other source material and attempt to create a character akin to that or similar to it. I would create characters that I felt like could have an interesting personality combined with, like, you know, a fun motivation in terms of what they can offer to the world, as well as how they would play and be perceived by the characters. As the DM, you always want to make NPCs that you feel like your characters will either have a genuine animosity towards, because hostility is a good way to breed interaction, genuinely, or they'll have, like, an intense familiarity and affinity towards them in an emotionally conflicted way, where certain characters you think you like, you end up hating, you think you hate, you end up liking. Like, one of my favorite examples is Lillian. In the beginning of the campaign, Luna loved Lillian. Even still, with what Lillian did and eventually was going to do, you know, Lillian is still, like, a very interesting character because of the moral conflicts that she was going through. Yeah, Jonathan Swift is just the name of a real person. He's an author. He wrote Gulliver's Travels. That was why, like, I originally made the joke of this handsome young man who was a traveler. His name's Jonathan Swift. It was entirely a joke.
I just want to be a pirate.
Yeah, he just desperately wanted to be a pirate.
Grease the sails, boy. And then I'll leave.
Grease those sails, boy.
I'll steal your
He's sitting
rowboat.
on the beat. Grease him.
I want to watch you grease him in the sunlight.
I can just see
gonna
Grimdar with his
steal
shirt
your
off,
rowboat.
rubbing oil
Yeah,
on
the,
his
like,
stomach
little
and
hairs,
chest.
like,
Yeah.
coming over his tummy.
Grease those sails, boy.
I'm gonna steal your rowboat and leave you in the sea.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Yep.
you did.
You did do
He
that.
tried to hide the evidence
Yep.
that you
Yeah,
made him
that
kill
would have
himself.
been a huge,
That was so bad.
huge resounding effect on the campaign had you abandoned Jonathan there.
Yeah.
Jonathan would not
He
have
was
died.
a shapeshifter.
Yes, he would have transformed into
He'd
a
have fucking hated us,
yes,
though.
but he would have hated you, and so would have
so
Marek.
Oh,
You
that
also
was bad.
might not have had the reveal for what was going on with Lillian, because if Jonathan was dead, Lillian would not have been so, I guess, eager to take you guys through Southmore to get away from the bad shit going on.
Sure.
That was for her to lure you into her eventual machinations.
True. I'm still having him grease the sails, so I don't care.
100%.
For other his oh. For other characters, what they're based on, Magul and Ishrad weren't really based on anybody in particular. Like, I just loved the thought of making a pair of very powerful, you know, very, I guess, lewd magicians who, because of their existence together and the trials and tribulations they faced, you know, considered each other the closest person to them in their lives. And yeah, I mean, absolutely, Magul and Ishrad were gay. Like, it was fucking, they were just cool dudes. They
They're
were just, you know,
heroes.
survived, like, through incredible, difficult gay. Yeah, they were the prominent homosexual couple in terms of NPCs for the players to interact with.
Never forget. I was like, wait, this is their room and they have a hot tub? I was like, I look at the bed. How worn is it? You're like, it's fucked.
Yep.
The bunk bed, but only one of them is slept in.
Yep. Yep. Ishrod and Mogul. Two
heroes.
wonderful heroes. Yep. That was why Mogul was so distraught when Ishrod died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got chomped. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the personalities you'll make up in terms of a few defining characteristics, and then once you get into the heat of the moment, you just roleplay. You just, I think that there is an incredible value in improvisation and making characters fluid, because it makes it where you're able to weave the finest crafted story that you possibly can instead of coming in with, definitive set points.
Yeah. Well, it's also very helpful, too, just to be flexible to... If you think something is not going to work, you just change it because it's your story.
Yep.
Like, I use the example. I rewrote the entire town of Norbury the day before they got to the city.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the day before they got there, I was like, I'm going to change this. And I threw out the whole city and rewrote it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's better for it.
Yeah, you also said you had changed the mayor guy in Terransville.
Yeah, Abram.
Abram.
Yeah, his whole character. He was a piece of shit originally, and then I changed it.
Yep. What was the next?
That would have been so... We would have just immediately took over that town if he was an asshole.
You just killed him.
All right. This is Astri. What thought process went into Grimdar, making Grimdar? What thought process for you went into making Bran?
I'll let you go
Okay.
first.
So, for Grimdar, originally, I mean, pirates are great, dwarves are great. That was about most of the thought process that went into the initial concept. Because my backstory was not very good and didn't make sense.
Yep.
Because it was my first actual character that I had made, so I said that he did things that is just not possible for a level 1 character to have done.
Yes, Astri. My lord.
Yeah, so...
Ishrod was the one with the staff, though. Bend over, Mogul.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh.
Like, Grimdar changed a lot.
Why do you think it was a delayed blast? Come on, guys.
It's right there.
It's literally right there the whole time. It was how long...
Oh, we never checked his back for staff marks.
Yep. It was how long could Mogul hold on?
Damn it.
Yep. It's always right there, Don.
Anyway, like, Grimdar as a character changed a lot throughout the campaign because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with the character. Like, I had some backstory stuff where, my parents were killed by orcs and trolls.
Yep.
And there was an orc or a half orc with 2 different colored eyes that was like leading the pack or whatever.
Yeah, that would have been the unique villain crafted for you.
And I had him, go kill the trolls and stuff. And basically, I've mentioned this before. I picked the background.
Pirate.
It's pirate.
For a bad reputation.
Yeah,
for
bad
the future.
reputation. As kind of a trick, because I wasn't going to tell the other players that I wasn't like a thieving monstrous pirate.
Yeah, dude.
The whole thing was like Grimdar's doing this and being a pirate specifically so he can go find this obsidian, so he's like welcome back in his hometown and can restart the forge. He's actually like, the part about him being like a good person has always been that. But I didn't know how I wanted to play the character because initially our interactions was just, fuck you, you're a half elf, I hate you. And we just argued for 4 hours.
It was great. It
was hilarious. But, like, that was just the parts that I just used the tropey dwarf stuff because I didn't know what I wanted to do with the character outside of the, like, very basic backstory that I fleshed out. Whereas that is not the case for this next one where I've got a lot of details fleshed out and a voice and everything. Like, I didn't have a voice for Grimdar. I haven't gotten to the point where I switched yet because initially it was just me speaking. So I don't remember when I added the voice, but I've got one for the new character. So, yeah, not a lot of just pirate dwarf, good person was most of that inspiration originally, and then it just developed as you played.
So mine actually came from, like, I was starting to think of a backstory as we talked about it, and I wanted to play a caster initially. I wanted to play a wizard. But Carl had already had his character made, and he was like, I'm good to go. He was a warlock. So I was like, okay. I think you had already picked fighter. So we were like, okay, well, I was like, I'm not playing a healer. It's not going to happen. I was like, so I'll play a rogue. And the whole backstory I always planned for my character to have a sibling and parents.
Yeah.
But the backstory with Ander is like, he's like basically a sorcerer, because I wanted to play sorcerer or wizard. So I was like, all right, I'll make my brother an awesome sorcerer that's just gifted with magic. So Bram was like, why even bother trying? Because I couldn't play a caster. We already had one in the party. Yes. It literally just came from that. That's pretty much it. Him being a kleptomaniac was obvious choice. Being a rogue.
Mine.
Everything's mine.
I also think the reason I picked fighter was because John was like, play this and beat stuff to death because it's a lot of fun. And I was like,
well,
okay.
yeah, you said originally that you did not want to play a casting class
because
you didn't know how you felt about spell slots or having to manage those things.
I still don't know how I feel about spell slots, but I'm going to find out.
Yep.
I mean, I've done it enough now that like
I know
okay
I hate them.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but I love the things that you can do with magic, which is one of the downside. Like, Grimdark is great. I get to walk up and punch through doors and fix old ladies' lanterns and then just repair the door again. That's great, but like, the one thing that I love doing in Ravnica was convincing the two guards that the other one thought that they were invisible. That shit was hilarious. I love that.
Because you were a bard, right?
Yeah, I just trolled the shit out of them. That was like the one thing from that campaign that like I got to do as that character.
Luna, I know the feels because in the next campaign that I'll be playing, and I'm playing the druid, so I can heal. Because
yeah, but you like druids.
I do like healing.
But
like,
well, if he plays a cleric, if Mike plays a cleric,
sure,
then you don't have to.
But then I don't know what I audible to again now.
I don't know. Yeah,
because it's like. I can play a druid, or I could play something that actually deals a lot of damage.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because that's when we've got to have decisions made, because Sarah's got to draw shit. So.
Correct. No, I know.
Because that's a week away.
I'm excited, though.
Well, I mean, that's like the tropey thing with bards, is that they try to fuck everything. You don't have to do that. That's just a lot of people who are like, I would like to bang this dragon now, please.
Very good.
And fuck with guards.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good. I do like that.
Very good question from Littlin. Knowing what you know now, what one thing would you have done differently? Players and DMs.
Probably not killed Lillian. Probably not ripped their skull out of her head.
Really?
Probably. I'm trying to think of like other things that were like really defining moments. And what you talked about with the possible plot line with like the inn to Lulf, if we get that done earlier.
Yes, if you know about Lillian's and Lysandra's plan, you ally with Lysandra on the ship.
Well, I mean, like that. Thinking about replaying it like immediately. We don't kill Lysandra.
Correct.
This is gonna sound weird. Please don't chain me to this wall.
We know. We know. Don't ask me how. Something about dicks, I swear.
Yeah. Don't give these to Tarhun because his handle explodes.
Oh, what do you mean? They're already gone. I've already taken them.
Mine.
Like.
Yep.
Ahoy, Mr. Grimdark. They're already in my pocket on the other ship.
Yep.
You've already taken a rope.
I'm actually
when we get a board,
I'm like, I'm
just sail away.
There's a small
motorboating away.
You motorboat son of a bitch.
So here's the thing: is you get them and leave, and we just sink the other ship. Olive's at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh my God.
We're good.
Yep.
We're great.
Yep.
Problem solved. There was nobody else on that boat. That's boom, sink it, done.
Very safe.
Easy. Get those. Get off.
We need Lysandra.
Yeah,
but she's on my ship. We're good.
Was she?
Olive,
oh yeah, she is. Oh
yeah,
right.
She boarded with him.
Right.
So we just sink it. And, oh no!
Oh no!
Don't worry.
Weird.
It's so sad.
I mean, Grimdark would know. He'd know that
Bran was gonna.
Brand's gone already.
Bran's gonna steal the gems.
We see a light in the horizon. Just sail for that. We'll pick him up.
Yeah, we'll grab
There's
him.
a man out there.
Don't ask questions.
It's very important.
For things I would have done differently. Shit. I don't really know. Just because, like, I think in the end of things, I am very happy that you guys made choices and that the choices definitively, to me, and all of the notes that I have ever taken on the campaign, always drastically changed what I had to prep.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of times things went in terms of how I would anticipate, but in terms of, like, to scale, it never went to the extent or beyond what I had expected.
I think I can tell you one thing I wouldn't change. I would still kill Michaela's mother and fold her up and put her in that thing. That was just funny. I pulped that woman.
You did.
And then you sucked the blood out.
Yeah, I got to save people by turning a woman into like pulp. That was great.
But if we could just stop that whole situation from happening.
Well,
I mean, a lot of it, yeah.
I mean,
killing
I
her.
obviously wouldn't trace the waves. That's the. I mean, Lissandra's the obvious one. Grab the gems. Don't kill Lissandra. Easy.
Yep.
Don't finish tracing
Don't
the
put
waves.
your hand in this magical dark. There's a big chomp statue in there.
Oh, if we
Don't
play
go
with
in
other
there.
people, we could be like, "Hey, you guys want to check out what's in there real quick?"
Now you got the skills.
Me and Grim are gonna go over here real quick. Make sure there's no lizards coming.
Yep.
Just fucking laugh.
There's a merchant vessel. Blow it up. Blow it up now.
Sir, we could run it. Blow it up.
Blow it up.
Sink it. There's nothing on
Sink
there.
it.
The valuables are already gone. Sink it. On the captain.
In terms of things that I wish I had done better, like, there were a couple aspects in, like, I think Thelahill went a little too quickly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it had to do with King Arlen dying.
Yeah.
I really didn't expect him to die.
We 100% let the invasion happen.
Yeah, get him killed because he's a piece of shit.
Dane,
like you
please
want,
take the stuff.
you
Go.
want him dead.
We immediately hell out with Dane.
That was one of the ones that I wish I had like slowed down. But honestly, I didn't really know what else to do in Thelahill because like I had about 8 or 9 different plot lines. I also wish probably I should have made the cultists, like I had said before, who followed Teledice in the one temple secretly in the basement.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, I wish I had made one of the cultists like more active. Like, to be very blunt, it was the first time making an incarnate map. I really thought, like, looking at the incarnate map, you guys would have literally just been like, go here, go here, go here. They're on the map for a reason. Go there, go there, go there, go there, go there, go there, go there. But, like, we were so caught up on Arlen dying, the tumultuous aftermath of the Grey Dwarf invasion. We only had the one episode where it was, like, wandering around. And then it was like the next episode, I was like, okay, well, Radgar is a very important NPC.
Yeah.
Radgar is literally wandering the streets. If they go anywhere near the market, Radgar's just going to fucking start screaming at them.
Yep.
So,
And random people.
yes, exactly.
That's
I mean,
correct,
like
yeah, man.
for like that whole thing, it was just like after the aftermath was like, am I technically the de facto leader here now? Like, what's gonna go on?
It was also just it was the shell of a town at that point.
Yes.
Like there's so what can you do? With
Yeah, no, I
that?
know.
Like that's hard.
Well,
I know.
after Teledice it was
That's rough.
done.
Yep. All right, what was the next one?
2 webs.
2 webs.
Mage hand.
What was
Mage.
everyone's favorite part of the campaign?
I'll
Oh, that's
already
tough.
tell you I cannot answer that question
yeah,
because
that's-
there's way too many moments for me to pinpoint us.
When I threw the banana.
That was very good.
Where's
the ship?
And I
the
sold
ship?
myself out because I remember you only made him make the con save, and then I was like, oh yeah,
But here's the
I'm
thing.
behind you, but you're
Yeah.
short, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you get it too, and then we were
Also,
both confused.
That was not your idea to throw it. Carl told you to throw it.
Yeah,
Nuh-uh.
rewatching.
Did he
Yeah,
really?
Carl told you to throw it. It's his fault.
No way,
Yeah,
really?
He told you to throw it.
I
and you threw
I
it.
feel like I was gonna do it anyway.
He said throw something at it, and you threw a banana at it. It's
Yep.
entirely Carl's fault.
Bex Carl, and he suffered for it because we were fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't pinpoint a particular amount. Like, there's too many, and I'm the same way. If you ask me, like, oh, what's your favorite song, favorite movie? Can't do it. I'm real bad at picking
What do you
like
mean?
favorites. from
Deadpool
things.
2.
I can't pick specifics. There's so many things in this campaign that have just been fun, and so many memories of us just laughing our asses off at things, or also like terrified. I cannot pinpoint one moment where it was like, this is the best point in the campaign, because the whole thing was just so good that I can't narrow it down to even like a section.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I would think like just that meme that's the first thing that popped into my mind. But
I think one of my actual favorites, in not a shitty way, is you dying to the Nightwalker. The look on your face and everyone else around the table, and the way chat reacted to that was one of the most defining statements to me about, holy fuck, this is real.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't just go, oh shit, like, that
sucks.
It was like,
dead.
What the actual fuck do I do? Like, you looked so defeated and so genuine in that moment that I was like, holy fuck, like, I actually made a story where people are genuinely reacting emotionally to it.
Yeah, like, I took my headset off. I was so fucking sad.
Even Kelsey was, like, literally sitting there staring at you, and she was like,
so sad.
I think he's going to cry.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, he might. Like, I almost want to cry. Like, I just ate his soul, and I feel bad.
why? He didn't use his fucking heal. You didn't use your fucking second wind.
I know. And the chances
Or any of the potions.
I had 27 health, and it was a 30 roll, and he rolls a 28.
I
It was
rolled
like,
3d10.
No!
Yep.
It was insane.
It was a fucking walking shadow demon.
I know.
Full health.
Oh, it's real big. Better not heal.
He just leaned down and gave you the suck.
Yep. I did also like, I loved Iffy.
If he was...
That was funny. As soon as you introduced Iffy, I was like, I can't let the fucking bird
Yeah, you
die,
were like,
and I ran in.
We gotta go get my bird.
Yep.
Yeah, that bird's mine. Iffy's coming with us. If he's a part of the group. If he's our healer.
Yes.
Oh my god. Also, do you know how painful the episode in the temple was to listen to in the ziggurat? We spent so long on the goddamn puzzles. It was like 20 minutes of us just like, I don't know. And John was like, here's a hint. And we're like, I don't know.
We
For
can't.
like 20 minutes.
We can't do this again because I don't remember
It was
I remember
20
drinking
minutes.
the potions. And we had nat
The
20
one
the
was a
con
mirror.
save.
It was the one was a mirror and got to throw sand at it.
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
Because the sand plus fire glass.
Yeah, that's how you make glass.
Gotta,
That was that puzzle.
Gotta do that. And then we had to breathe into the other
I'm
ones.
going to throw sand at you.
And then we just leave Roy Jenkins the potions again.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can't do it correctly or we're doomed.
Yep.
I don't need to be able to speak.
That's
I'll do that
that's
one.
still.
Yep. Yeah, it was,
I do.
The blind one's bad for really anyone.
Yeah.
That's all. That's just
That
bad.
was just like
I mean, I guess Olive could have taken it, missed most of them anyway, and killed so many people. It wouldn't have really made a difference. Blindness
ping
might have been
ping
better.
ping.
now we hit the big long laundry list of
Shadow
questions.
Shadow questions.
So the first one, like the temple for the god of death, were there any more subtle hints and cryptic clues that were unused or missed by the party? So the first one that springs to mind was Littlin had given me a puzzle like 5 months ago that I had incorporated into a different location, which, again, in the genuine off chance that we do play through this, I can't say where the puzzle is.
Or it might be used in a different campaign too.
Correct. But that was something where, I mean, I guess I can say it was in the Shadowfell.
That's
I
Not going there.
anticipated us going to that location again, but we did not, so that was sadly unused. In terms of like cryptic clues, we never got to meet Bruigi, Brick's brother.
Which is very sad. I'm very upset
that's
about
fucked.
that.
That's so because we were so close to going to Brome too.
No, we gotta go
So
there and eat some
close.
goddamn pizza.
That's probably the coolest place ever.
Trying to think of the other ones, because there were a fair number early on that like I'm trying to think of all of them. There were hints about Declan from what Kelsey said with Bartholomew with the butler cleric. Like she brought him up like 8 times, and literally everyone was like, all right, well, Declan's a dick. And she's like, yes, I always remember Bartholomew being around. Yeah, fuck that dude. Declan's a dick. And it's like, oh my God, she's really actually trying to spell this out. Like, Barry's a bastard. We gotta go kill Barry. He's a fucking necromancer, guys.
Nah, it's fine.
Never got to Barry
Fuck
the
Barry.
necromancer.
Yeah.
Yep, Barry the butler.
Fuck Barry.
In terms of other cryptic clues, there was a lot of other shit in the jungle. We could have just gone and fucked up the silver apes directly. There was a lot of shit with the silver apes.
Don't worry, it's all up here, all filed away. If we ever play again.
We never went to Dead Man's Bluff, right? Yeah, Dead Man's Bluff.
No, I thought we did.
The thing on the you sailed around it and then turned around.
Oh no, we only made it as far as the shore in the south,
Yeah,
right?
we got the
because
original
we got down
map.
there.
This was the map that John gave me in the very beginning.
Yep.
I found that while cleaning too.
Yeah, because the caverns that clearly talked about the other
Yeah,
gems and shit, we just were like, nah.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we were
Caverns,
leaving.
Fuck that.
We
Did you
stole
see
the
that
ship.
Yeah, did you see that big thing in the sea, John?
Yeah, we told the
gotta
crew, and the
leave.
crew were like, all right, whatever, and then we got to go get everybody else. We were like, see ya, our boat.
And the other thing I found, Paul, was the door.
Oh, yeah, the door.
Yeah,
I
the
found that
Leviathan's
too.
door. This was the first hint that the Leviathan was female, and another definitive hint for like Leviathan being, you know,
I guess Mother Nature. Was
a
my
mother
guess.
that might have had a child, aka Tarhun. I never got to do anything with Tarhun and Irshus's childhood. Yeah.
I mean, we just assumed Tarhum was, always a big, scary boy. And Irshus was always a bitch.
No, Irshus was always desperately in love with Tarhun. So
All we got to do is give her some, Daddy Tarhun, and we're good. We just bring him with us to the ziggurat.
Grimdor, my good man.
Solved.
Thanks for the ass. Yeah, Tarhun. So Tarhun's backstory was that he grew up in the Rubble Lands. He was originally taken in by the lizard people because of how he was born. He just essentially emerged from the water as like a child, and the lizard people took him in. But when he was like a teenager, he didn't have good control of his breath weapon. So he accidentally injured somebody in the lizard encampment. They had wanted him to, essentially serve as the rejuvenating source for the Leviathan, being aware that he was its child and that he had a telepathic link to it. And Irshus was supposed to be his dedicated wife. So she was like his priestess.
Yeah.
But Tarhun fled from the Rubble Lands. That was when he came down along the coast. That was why when he found you along the coast, he knew where you guys were, because that was the pathway that he had taken down when he fled the Rubble Lands. But he was very young when that happened, so like he doesn't really talk about it because it was a very traumatic experience for him. But that was always why he felt like such an outcast and an exile, and then he ended up in Northmoor and a slave to the Wyatt family.
Poor Tarhun.
Wait a second. How did they catch him?
How did they catch him?
Yeah, how did they catch him?
I mean, he was essentially just walking around Northmoor. He was.
And they were just like, get him. Oh, like they did with Viv, just grab him.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they just overwhelmed him with numbers. How many NPCs were set to die? Was it all down to party choice, or were there some that wouldn't be changed on variable choices? Everything was party choice or circumstance of environment. So I don't like. You don't really, when you DM, set a thing definitively to happen.
Yeah.
All things should either be a narrow funnel of some kind of flow chart that precedes it, that leads it to, you might start with A to G, and at the conclusion, you end at the base with only one remaining letter or possibility to occur, and that's what happens. There are certain characters that I did definitively put in the very beginning of their existence with you guys in very treacherous circumstance, but that's just, again, because difficulty breeds good interaction.
Yep.
I mean, that shit sucked.
Yeah, she blew.
In terms of NPCs that were immediately put into a dangerous circumstance, Tarhun.
Yep.
And then the majority of the ones on the island for when the eventual Wyatt family invasion would have occurred.
Or well, I guess we fucked with the Ander shit, so that was probably our fault. They weren't in immediate danger from that, I'm assuming. They weren't, or they are?
They weren't.
Okay.
One of the things would have actually been, had you guys only taken the Philidium, or had you guys set it up for role-playing wise to just take the gems and replace them with something false and let the merchant vessel go, the Wyatt family would not have assumed that they had been robbed.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
I mean, something that I didn't really anticipate you guys in your first time playing to think to do.
Right, so they wouldn't have showed up.
Correct.
Right. Second time, though, they're already gone, robbed.
Correct.
Ship sank.
Here's a bunch of glass tin.
Not even going to leave anything there. It's fine.
Yeah, and in terms of other NPCs that were, again, given treacherous circumstances, I mean, obviously villainous ones or ones that there would have been hostility towards, like Giagru would have been given, you know, a very short leash in terms of what he would have been capable of doing in Southmore. All of the druid, the shaman leaders in Endon were given short leashes just because, I mean, they weren't really fighters ever to begin with. They existed primarily out of peace. That was why in the beginning, when I read over the large description of the world, when I talked about people who just, like, kind of essentially just wandered out into the grasslands and were kidnapped and then ransomed, those were mostly Endon people. Because Endon, as the nation of shepherds, they would just go out and attempt to, like, corral animals back for animal husbandry for their way to grow. They would be kidnapped. So that was why their population was very small, very centered.
Sure.
But they were difficult to overthrow because the shamans were capable in the heat of things of producing devastating effects to an army. Like, one of the hallmarks for a druid is that they are better at defending against bigger, widespread armies than they are against a singular foe, like a singular powerful
They have, like,
enemy.
AoE, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they have a lot of AoE, like one of their 9th level spells is Storm of Vengeance. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's fucking huge. So, like, it's fantastic at wiping a bigger area. Same with, like, Sunburst, Sunbeam, a lot of the higher-level druid spells that the shamans had access to.
Really good for killing skeletons, just in case we fuck up again.
Yep. Also very good at killing Grey Dwarves in case you go to Endon before you go to Thela.
Of course. Gotta pick up Illanel. Actually, we'll leave.
Illanel's, come on! I love drills!
Actually, we'll just take Merrick. He's a cool guy.
Yep. All right, what was the next one?
Oh, God.
Was there any plans for the Pirate Council in the bigger picture? Yeah, absolutely. I had already talked previously about Oral and Finn's interactions in terms of their narration with looking for the lost wife/mother.
Kill him.
Yeah, but they both died. Caleb, we would have eventually found out a lot of information about him in terms of he was just a wealthy, jovial bard who had worked in Northmoor and Southmoor, and he was one of the only people who was capable of essentially tricking Leonard Wyatt into thinking that he worked for him and then betraying him and coming over to the Island of Fal. But yeah, he was Leonard Wyatt's right-hand man before he turned coat and became a pirate. Tarhan is Tarhan, so yeah, he would have had a lot of shit. You know, regardless of where we went in the story. And Suta would have had a lot of stuff, more so in Northmoor, for vengeance against a lot of the, like, random people in Northmoor. There were a lot of people in Northmoor that Viv and Suta would have wanted you guys to, like, hunt down. Northmoor would have been such a large city that we would have been... Yes, Caleb was the one who had his neck broken when he got yeeted into the side of the boat. I mean, he was already unconscious at the bottom of the boat anyway.
I'd do it again.
Yep. He's not even a bad man.
No, we do have to do, right when we get on the island, immediately tell Gavin, don't go in the jungle.
Where's Gavin? Gavin, where's Gavin?
I've never met you. Don't go in the jungle, please. You and your friends, just don't do it. Don't go look for food. We'll starve. I'd rather starve. I'd literally rather die. We've got ape arms galore. Don't worry about it.
I'd rather die.
Than us beat you again mercilessly.
I don't want to beat you
we
again.
beat the shit
I
out
want
of
to dump toilet wine in your throat
you
and then
did
have
beat the
Jacob
shit
drop
out of him.
everything. We beat the absolute shit out of that kid. We just beat him up.
Like, literally on the side of the fucking Viv's Tavern, just fucking beat him into the wall and the ground.
Hey. Where
Well, right
you
when he
going?
got back, he was literally dying, and we dumped toilet wine in his throat. And then Jacob like fixed him. And we were like, all right, yep, we did it. Toilet wine was really the key here.
Yeah, we saved him.
Jacob was like, he almost died. No.
You're welcome.
Don't care.
No,
You're
we
welcome. I
saved
need
him.
payment.
Yeah. 2 silver.
Let's see. Were there any plans? Oh no, did that one. Was there any plot points that were missed by not going to the other places in the continent? So yeah, Brome, we missed out on. Brome, I had talked about Brocius Corio III and his wonderful Bromians. There were a lot of like really cool NPCs in that area, just because that city to me was essentially a bunch of fat hedonistic dudes. A bunch of muscular dudes who worked the fuck out literally all day, and that was all that they wanted to do.
They're just bros.
They were just straight bros. And then their super jacked bodyguards that, to me, were, like, they essentially poached all of the powerful people in the world to come over and serve as their bodyguards in exchange for ridiculous coin and other valuables.
Oh, Grimdar wouldn't have left.
You wouldn't have left.
So many big muscular men.
Yeah,
He
big,
would not have
big,
left.
big built dudes. Think of the stone men, just not stoned.
Oh. Grimdar's not leaving.
But yeah, Brome was famous just for its cuisine. It was like the culinary city of the world, or the culinary capital of the world. There were a lot of like funny joke plot lines in Brome. Brome would have just been like a very funny city, but there would have been plot implications in terms of learning about Rotiar, learning about Tuck. That was where Tuck ferried a lot of the people that he had saved from slavery. He took them to Brome to either work like in kitchens or generic things like that. Octavian was...
Don't speak.
Octavian would have loved Brome had
Damn
Octavian been alive.
I
He
tried so hard.
I know, he would have learned how to make greatest noodles.
I tried my best.
I
did my best.
I know.
I did my best.
I did my best. I did my best. I did my best.
Grimdar likes his beefy boys. Yeah. I think this was discussed. Maybe not.
It was discussed at length with
With
us.
yeah. Grimdar is just attracted to like power. So at the time,
So it's attracted to Bran, obviously.
Brand.
like originally he wouldn't have seen magic as like super powerful until we started getting into some late game shit where magic did some wild stuff, and I think that would have changed. But originally it was just muscles equals power. So
Stone men.
stone
Gotta
men.
jack them off.
Yeah.
Literally checked
Hey,
them
got
all.
us into the city. Don't care. I'll
did.
do it again.
Yeah, there were a lot of other plot points that we didn't get to because of not really getting to go to Tramex. I mean, in case,
Yeah, I don't want to don't go into like insane detail because we made like there's a chance
we
do
play
that.
through this again.
Yeah, I mean they know the areas that we didn't go.
Yep.
So it's not like they're missing anything because they don't even know anything about it to begin with.
Yep. Yeah, but I mean, we didn't get to any of Tramex, so we missed out on Northmoor, Bear Run Woods, West End, Candarim, the Faldir Mountains, the Valley of Boar. There were a lot of things in all 3 of those locations, not just uniquely tied to Grimdar. We missed out entirely on the hill dwarves that lived to the north in Skywatch, like the enormous tower-like city that...
Bear Run.
Yeah, Bear Run. It's run by bears.
It might be.
It's really run by bears.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. This is why I love developing fears randomly in the campaign, because I was just like, there was just one episode where I was just like, there's no bears, right?
Oh, there's bears.
Oh, I wouldn't like it. It'd be as bad as the Shadowfell.
There's a
I'd be like,
whole fucking woods
Nope.
for the Bear Run Woods. Yeah, we didn't do the Rubble Lands.
Invisibility.
And then we didn't do the Bloodwood.
See.
Yeah.
So a lot of things in other parts of the island. Like I said, Dead Man's Bluffs. We never got to the Gemstone Caverns beneath the Island of Fal.
Yep.
What else? I think that was approximately it. In terms of like big plot points
big
that just had
things.
like very essentially no interactions with. Blah, 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 blah. Were there any alternate paths that could have been taken that would have stopped Laugh, or was he inevitable? Laugh is not necessarily inevitable. Had we played this campaign in perpetuity for the rest of our lives, eventually Laugh probably would have become inevitable because I would have wanted to end the campaign at some point. But no, there were absolutely ways to drastically delay and then potentially completely prevent Laugh from emerging in the material plane. As I've told them, a lot of them became unavailable to them because of the expedited conclusion. But at episode like 43, 44, had we still had our full party and things been able to go at the trajectory that we were going with, Laugh would not have appeared for still a long time.
Yeah.
Probably another like 40-ish episodes. So we were like 8 to 9 months away, and that was with you guys only doing a few things that had delayed his process.
Yep.
A lot of it took place in the Shadowfell in terms of stopping him or delaying him, but there were other things in the material plane that could have been done. Not necessarily that you guys came to and didn't do. There
Right.
might have been things in other areas of the world that we didn't get to go to be able to do. Again, remember that the Shadowfell is a reflection of the world, so there might have been places that were told where Laugh was living that we didn't go to.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Shadowfell is everything that exists in the material plane, the Shadowfell is essentially like a Stranger Things-esque thing. That's what literally Stranger
Right.
Things does. The Upside Down is just the Shadowfell.
Yep.
Right.
Interesting.
So it's
I mean, they don't even hide it. They play D&D.
they just call it they just call it the Shadow. So
I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Was the Devourer always an existing entity, or was that something that you changed with the dwarves?
No, the Devourer was always an existing entity. The Devourer was one of the primary things that Laugh brought over with him, because the Devourer, the Elder Brain, was something that was from the previous plane of existence as well.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
it was specifically the Laugh that brought it over. It didn't come here by itself.
Correct.
Okay.
Laugh brought it over, yes. So for you guys, for lore purposes, shadow dragons, as they are, typically are not just a naturally occurring thing. Shadow dragons are made from dragons that spend too much time in the Shadowfell.
Ah.
They eventually succumb to the magic around them, and they become a shadow dragon in the echo of what dragon they were before.
Okay.
So we don't even have the full story of Laugh. Laugh. Yes, Laugh was something else before he became a shadow dragon.
If we do the Care Bear stare, we can turn him back.
I hope.
Ha!
So yeah, the Elder Brain though, that was, I mean, Mind Flayers are typically their with their lore, they are very heavy designed towards world domination. So Laugh to me effectively made them a bargain of, I'll take over this plane of existence, I'll take the shadow, you take the material.
Sure.
And the Elder Brain was like, which means sure.
Speaking of languages, John, that was the other thing.
No. No. You're lying. You're a liar.
Different iterations on there.
So
It's a poem. It's a poem.
On Buku's Leaf, the poem that he wrote, I jokingly said to them before the stream began, wouldn't it be great if somebody could have learned any languages, because Olive originally was a pact with a great old one, which would have given them comprehend languages. And maybe Buku's Leaf had a secret note on it all along.
Bran's treasure is buried here.
Did it?
Yes.
God damn
I
it.
will not tell you,
Yeah,
because
that's-
again, in
yep.
the off chance that we do play through, yes. It's not, again, these are not just definitive, like some of these do blend together.
Sure.
So it's not just like there's a bunch of the ones that are three who's, there's
Who?
Fuck you, Grimdark.
the wishing well is right below.
I already know that one. Thanks. Thanks, Buku, you idiot.
What the fuck's the wishing well? Whatever.
Woody, yes to the question? Yes!
Yes. Yeah. So that's that answer for you. What was the story of hell going to reveal?
We don't want to do that either.
Yeah, so all I will say is that I had previously several times brought up the fact that Adonides conquered the first layer of hell. That means that Adonides was not really the original ruler of the first layer of hell, and there might have been a very, very, very long endeavor into a few of the layers of hell to either find this person who was outcast, having been overthrown by Adonides, and essentially attempt to possibly replace that person into the first layer of hell, siding with them. I'm a big fan of deals with the devil. So that would have been the plot line in hell. I will not reveal what would have happened or who this person was. It might be someone we had met. It might not be someone we've met. It might be another great big mystery. What would have happened if Grimdar's soul remained fragmented?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
That's a fun one.
Yes. So you would have been subject to the consistent intelligence saving throws that you were having to go through those. Because eventually your psyche would have shattered. You would not have died. So this
I
is
would have just gone insane.
You would have gone insane, and then before any action you had taken, I would have made you make a wisdom saving throw to have you effectively just in a mad state of paranoia and no longer, because you would have had continuous visions of hell. You would have had psychic splits where you would have taken, on failed throws, you would have taken the psychic damage, and I would have had you straight attack the nearest person to you, believing that they were the devil.
Back demon!
Yes, genuinely, you would have become Elric Gloomguard, where you would have just seen Bran, seen the face of a demon and been like, oh, and just try to choke him to death.
That already happened.
Yeah.
You fucker.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was the other time that I almost died. Yep. Thanks, Grimdar.
Yeah, your soul would have eventually been
good.
Killed you.
Yep.
It would have killed you.
Yep.
Yeah,
and we would have killed you.
You would have had to kill me.
I would have been like, what the fuck? Oh, I'm so
me.
sorry, but give me your Wooey's club.
I need your loot, though.
I need your loot.
Hi, I'm Bimdar. Kill him, too.
Don't trust anybody with those letters.
He's got to come. They would have been introduced. I'm Radmir. Wait.
Writing out.
God.
Kill him.
Look at the letters.
It's Grimdar with a mustache. Kill him.
It's literally
it's
just
not
Grimdar.
me, Brand. I promise.
So he's got a black fake mustache that's doesn't match over his beard.
And that's the one that isn't Grimdar. And you kill him because that's what I did to them during
Kermit.
the Friday one shot where they were chasing Kermit.
You described that whole thing to me.
One of them was not actually Kermit, and they killed that one. That was the one they actually just straight up murdered, and then he runs off on the side, and it was not him. That was just the guy that looked like it. It was a very bad fake mustache, but it was his real mustache. Poor guy.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy.
What would have happened with the fight with Tar-Hun had you guys not saved him? Would he have fought to the death? Would he have eventually retreated? And what implications would that have had? Tar-Hun would have absolutely fought to the death had they not succeeded on the various persuasion, charisma-based checks to invoke saving throws from him against the Leviathan. That's the way I have it work. Your persuasion checks succeed and give me the opportunity to make a wisdom saving throw against the mind control, eventually breaking out of it in the recollection. Essentially, they're insight checks capable of looking back into your own personal emotional states and then figuring out what you really believe and what you really feel again. But yeah, Tar-Hun would have straight fought to the death and would have killed any of them had they not gone through the process of saving Tar-Hun.
Which makes sense. That's what I assumed.
Did he have any control over his actions? No, until he hit a threshold of the saving throws for what he had made. I believe it was 7 total for him to completely return to normal. At 3, he would no longer attack the people who had interacted with him positively.
Okay.
That was why he would have continued to attack Olive, because Olive was attacking him. And then at 6, he would have continually begged for help, and he would not have attacked any of you.
Okay.
Yep. What were the story arcs for Nina and Olive? So for Nina, again, she was the child of Fal and Viv in their humanoid forms. She was stained while in utero by Adonides. Adonides had tricked Viv while he was visiting the Hand and Mouth as just a classic patron, but was a very handsome man, and he tainted the pregnancy with his bloodline. That was why he was very eager to attempt to claim Nina. His purpose in the world was both directed at Nina and Olive, because Olive in the backstory was very uniquely designed as like Lolth was the primary arch enemy. And when Kelsey and I were creating Nina's backstory for her, Nina was already a character in the world. Like, Nina would have just straight existed without Kelsey playing Nina. When she, on episode like 6 or whatever, decided to join the campaign, I was like, hey, here's a character that's an NPC that they haven't met yet, that has a fully fleshed backstory that you can just learn and know about. And I didn't tell her about, like, you're the child of God. And like, no, I was just like, hey, yeah, no, you're an awesome arc because you have a celestial bloodline in your heritage. And she was like, okay. And I was like, yes, never ask questions. Never ask questions. It works out so well.
Wouldn't have remembered anyway.
Yeah, no, she would have immediately forgotten. Who's my dad? God? Nah, whatever, I don't know him.
God? Dog.
Yeah, dog, yeah.
Dog dad.
Dog the bounty hunter.
Yep.
What?
Yep. So Nina's arc would have been, and that was also why Nina's body was not with Dane in the prison of the Black Keep, because when Nina died, her soul had immediately been assumed back up into the astral plane to once more rejoin her parents. But her character arc was also tied with Adonides. There would have been several opportunities for Adonides to tempt Nina.
Like, you mean when she transformed?
Correct. Yes. There would have been continual temptations for Adonides because of the stain that existed on her soul.
Yep.
She would have been given opportunities to... she would have been given various opportunities at either redemption or, a descent into a more infernal, hellish attitude.
Gee, I wonder which one Kelsey would have picked.
That's why I made that. So I was like, oh, few things are better than letting you play the child of God and then fall into darkness.
The puns! Literally the devil.
Yeah, almost like the ruler of the first layer of hell. It's fine.
Shit.
Viv had a fight in the gutter where it was said she only won because of the poison on her knives. Would she have actually died? So Viv, in her humanoid form, she would have... I treated them almost akin to what like druidic wild shaping or polymorphing is, in terms of had her humanoid form fallen victim to 0 hit points and gone unconscious / died, she would have astrally in her soul once more, kind of like Nina, returned to the astral plane. So she would not have been able to return to her humanoid form because that would have been destroyed. She would have had to, put, not like, time constrictions on it, but like it's effectively a spell for her to be able to make a humanoid body.
Sure.
So that would not have been something where Viv would have been able to come back as Viv. What was Zazu's story? So Olive's...
Do you want to get into that? I guess we won't go. That won't come up.
Yeah. Olive's twin brother Zazu, so one of the more complicated and convoluted narratives that I was able to create. Zazu is Olive's twin brother that died at childbirth, was born to me dead. That was what I was given in the backstory, and was unsavable at birth. So for Zazu, I gave various implications in the narrative for why Zazu was born dead. The idea was, so Adonides made a pact with Lily in the Shadowfell. In exchange for a Shadow Flame sword, he will, in the future, give one of his progeny, one of his descendants, over to Lily for Lily to utilize the body for her to have an existence on the material plane. Lily rips out part of her essence, gives to Adonides as a shadow blade. Adonides goes, conquers the first layer of hell. In the future, the Zedilia clan eventually gives birth to 2 children, the twins, Olive and Zazu. Born, I dice rolled in terms of which one of them. So in terms of story narrative, I'm not going to pick Olive. I just picked Zazu. But
Sure.
in terms of story narrative, it was a luck-based interaction in terms of which of the 2 children would have been consumed by Lily. This meant that Zazu's body was, at birth, effectively forced to house 2 souls, was not able to do so the body just essentially just husked and reject both souls. That was why Zazu's soul was immediately damned to the Shadowfell, because it was literally ripped back temporarily with Lily's soul. So that's why Zazu's soul was there. It wasn't like he was damned.
Right.
His soul was literally just essentially mixed, ripped back, and then split off from Lily's soul.
And now they're both husks.
They both are husks. That was the idea for the conclusion. So yes, Zazu was born as a husk. That was why Scarlet Zedilia, like desperately in a depressed state, walked around with the body of her dead baby in her hands, Zazu, distraught and essentially paralyzed with the emotional distress of what was going on, because she wasn't aware. Neither was Vlad, because Scarlet wasn't a Zedilia.
Right.
She had no idea that there was this deal made with the devil previously in this fucking family's bloodline that just ripped her child out of her fucking hands. So she...
Burn a city.
Yep. So she, in her...
genocide.
In her desperation, wandered the Underdark, eventually finding Lolth. Lolth, as I had described towards the end of the campaign, Lolth, being Radgar's granddaughter, hated anything associated with Adonides. So when the Zedilia family, which had the bloodline of Adonides in it, Lolth went, yeah, I'll totally save your kid. Yeah, we'll just take that. That was the bargain that Lolth made with Scarlet Zedilia, was I will find a way to bring back your child. Just give me his body. I will keep it safe in this crystal vein here in the Underdark. That will totally empower him with good boy juice.
Good boy juice. What?
And he'll be a real good boy someday.
Oh, no.
Yep. And Lolth was utilizing Zazu as her perfect weapon, essentially, against Adonides. So because Lily wanted revenge against Adonides because of the failed efforts to give her a body on the material plane, Lolth and Lily allied.
Okay.
Yeah, Lolth was going to give Zazu's body over to Lily permanently. However, she needed to age Zazu's body so that he was definitively capable of housing Lily's soul. It needed to be a powerful enough body. And then she found Jonathan Swift and just mushed those 2 boys together. Make one real big boy, and that was going to be the... Yeah, Jonathan Zazu was going to house Lily. If that ever happened, y'all were real fucked.
Why?
He would not have been a good boy. He would have been triple good boy.
That's good.
I mean,
right? But we befriended all of them.
Yes, because you befriended all of them, it would have been fine for you. Had you not befriended any of the 3, it would have been real bad. Because all 3 of them, well, Zazu lesser so than the other 2,
right,
because he had less of like a psyche, less of like a soul. But Jonathan, had you fucked him over in the ocean... Yeah, imagine that happening like 70 episodes into the campaign. You fuck him over into the ocean and you find he had been pulled into the fucking Underdark and then just grown into this big, beautiful, jacked werewolf man who's a fucking dragon. Yeah, he would have been real big, real fucking strong.
He would have eaten my bones.
Yeah, I mean, he would have eaten the bones of most characters in the game.
I would have been like, I'm going to go join the Leviathan. I'll see you later, Grimdar, who's getting mauled. I would have jumped into the ocean away from him. I would be like, help!
What
fright
was the
encounters.
explanation behind some of the Grey Dwarves being werewolves? I swear they were at some point. Also, the giant werewolf skull in Marek's tent. So some of the Grey Dwarves were werewolves because they were bitten by werewolves. So that interaction was because of something in the Underdark. That was why Marek Swift was a werewolf, because Marek was bitten by an infernal wolf that happened to be Adonides' wolf in the Underdark. So some of the Grey Dwarves were werewolves because Marek took mercy on them. So when they were in the Great Wood and they were dying to the Scourge of the King because they had accidentally unleashed that out of the royal crypt, Marek spared Grendel and spared the other Grey Dwarves in terms of making peace between them and Endon and supposedly Thelahil. The peace brokerage by Marek was designed to also prevent them from attacking Thelahil. But yeah, Grendel and the other Grey Dwarves that served him, that were werewolves, betrayed that alliance to Marek. And that was why Marek had the enormous wolf skull in his tent, because that was Adonides' wolf. He ripped his fucking head off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just like, this is mine now.
Yeah, he was in the Underdark desperately searching for Jonathan, and that was when he got attacked by... Or no, sorry, it wasn't when he was searching for Jonathan. He was searching for the source for the Scourge of the King. And that was when he got bit by Adonides' infernal wolf and became a werewolf. Yep.
Worth.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of questions that I got in the chat for the fall questions thing, that is all of them. So I don't know whether or not you guys have other questions, or whether or not anybody else in chat, now that we've talked about a bunch of stuff, have additional questions or anything like that.
Sure. Yeah, I'll open it up to the chat. Chat, do you have any questions? Fall specific or not, I guess. I mean, we're here anyway. You can ask other questions about, what little we'll tell you about Oshwamp. Or anything about Setendor, I suppose you can ask, or our future campaigns, the future for us in general. What?
They're mine now.
Wait. Adonides was just pissed off somebody ripped his dog's head off and he was actually a nice guy.
Oh my god. Oh no, we killed John Wick. Oh, oh no. Oh, are we the baddies?
Adonides Wick. That was his full name.
It makes
Don.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah, any questions you guys have about anything?
Yep.
I'm trying to think of questions that I had, but I asked my heavy hitter questions.
John, when can we go home?
When can you go home?
When can we go home, John?
He means fall home
to the
not
island.
to his house.
To the island?
To the
Not to his
island,
house.
John. Maybe never.
Oh no.
Marek being a god, did he or any of the other gods plan to expose themselves
Sexually?
as gods before the ending of the campaign? No, they did not. I won't necessarily say that maybe certain other heroes in a prior loop had already been exposed to the fact that they were gods, and that didn't go over great with people being told immediately, like, hey, you're ordained by God to help save the world. Like, by the way, all these people around here are gods too. We really need you specifically. That might not have gone great with the prior heroes. But no, none of the characters that were gods in the world intended to reveal themselves ever
Interesting.
to anybody. Brick did expose himself for sure. On the beach.
Yep. Not being able to lift some brick off of him. Fucking pathetic. I'm gonna give him shit for that one.
He was real fucked up on the banana mash.
Yeah, wow, yeah, that's right. He would get high with
He
Jacob
would just
all
get
the time.
super fucked up with Jacob
That's
all day.
right. I
Jacob, you
forgot.
got any more of that banana mash? Oh, I miss saying that shit. It was so much fucking
funny.
fun.
Banana man.
The banana mash.
It was so good.
I love that was genuinely one of the most defining aspects of the campaign in the beginning.
It really was. To the
The
point
defining
where
aspect of Jacob.
to the point where I spent money on bananas for memes.
Yep.
Could they have done more while they were with the satyrs?
Satyrs? Yes, in the Grove. I mean, what do you mean by more?
We were on a time crunch, though. That was a
Correct.
serious time crunch.
Correct. We had to
Literally
go.
being in the Grove at times was literally wasting our time
Mm-hmm.
because dwarves.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of, like, what you could have gathered from the satyrs, like, was there more of a story there? I mean, yes. Assisi would have revealed the truth about Queen Venya. She would have talked about Radgar's wife in advance, about Eula. She would have possibly told stories about Radgar himself because she knew of Radgar. In terms of giving you guys more of an advanced reasoning for why you should trust him. Trying to think of, like, what else in terms of, like, what was going on with the satyrs. There wasn't really, like, gear or anything for them to get, just because, you know, they're fucking like goat people. They just walk around like fucking, like, pray to a tree. So they're not rolling in magic items or money.
They're just hippies.
What about her son? What about whose son? Jacob? Jacob being Assisi's child? No, Jacob being returned to the Grove was a very positive thing in terms of what was able to be done for the U-Bloom, just because Assisi was continually worried about, you know, the location of Jacob.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's... trying to think of what else that would have realistically come from the Grove for you guys. I mean, like, the fairies, again, you could have captured them, but all they realistically would do is emerge and cast, like, a minor spell. But it wouldn't have been something that would have been definitively, like, game-changing for you guys.
Sure.
It would have just probably morphed you guys into magical dragons, but... I have one.
I have to know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
We even have the little fairy in the bottle.
Oh, sticking the dagger in the center of the arena. That's probably
was
it.
cool.
Where it's
That
just
was
like
a-
it's shaking violently.
Yep.
That was cool.
I do it.
Yep.
If allied with Dane sooner, would the invasion have happened?
The initial invasion with Grendel, yes, because Grendel was acting separately from his father at that point. Dane's invasion, no. If you guys had... So... If Grendel invades and kills Arland, you don't have to worry about Arland being the de facto enemy in the city of Thelahill. After that, if you guys go into the Underdark, and essentially, you would have had to surrender your weapons and offer to be prisoners, and then you could have spoken to Dane, told Dane that you know about the reality of the situation. Dane would have staged a kind of false imprisonment for you, for you guys to get the fuck out of there.
Yep.
And then, yes, Dane would have allied with you, and had you been able to prevent the second invasion of Thelahill, Thelahill as a city would have been fine.
Yeah.
You would have been able to go over and mine off of the coast for the marble, and that would have allowed you guys to bring that down to Dane and to the larger part of the Grey Dwarf army, which would have marched in with marble armor and shields and just decimated the Mind Flayers and the Devourer.
And we would have had elves.
Correct. Yeah, you guys would have marched in a unified Dwarven and Elvish army against the Mind Flayers and just beaten the piss out of them. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And by would have, he means going to.
Going to in fall 2022.
Yay! I can't wait. I'm going to take a really long nap. I'll see you guys then.
It's like
Y'all
waiting
ain't
for
even
the
taking notes for years down the road. We got an audio video format. We're good. It's there forever.
We're just,
Yep.
oh,
I
got
just
him.
rewatched the
Got 'em.
entire campaign.
Oh, God. I'm going to
good.
rewatch it like 6 times and be like, no, John.
You said this,
You
sir.
said I'll play the clip.
Fall to electric boogaloo.
You guys have any other questions, chat? We got a little bit longer before John's got to go.
I have a question.
Mhm.
When the fuck are you going to log in? Log in, John? Just log in!
Not for a while.
I mean, I wouldn't say not for a while, but like honestly, dude, in terms of prep for Oshwamp, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
So I am essentially attempting to undertake what Tolkien did in very many years in much shorter time.
Why? Just shrink it. It's fine.
No.
You have time.
I want a real world, like a full, you know, because I mean, again, I had said previously that fall was only on the Eastern Hemisphere. Like there was a whole Western Hemisphere.
Wait,
of
was
the world.
there?
Yes.
Wait, there were other continents and it's not.
Yes. Yeah, those poor people.
I get fucked.
Yeah, just shadows in the east. I think it's gonna storm. Oh, that's not rain.
We didn't rebuild that because no one knows.
Yep, exactly. That shit doesn't exist, so that's gone forever.
Oh shit!
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
no! I mean, the fall can put it back, right?
Could we have made the Leviathan our friends?
That was. I mean, that we joked about that a lot. Just siding with the.
We joked about it a lot.
We were just like, you're killing us here, man. We might as well just side with the baddies.
So,
Leviathan.
So, yes. I won't say how.
Sacrifice the party. Just Bran.
Mm-hmm. I
See
will
what else.
say that there is definitively a way to work.
I feel like I already know what it is. All right. We oust Ander, okay, and we give Irshis the Tarhun dick, and we're good. And we're just good to go.
You might rule the lizard people
I might. Why would I rule the lizard people? It'd be
because of
Tarhun.
your Tarhun's friend. He just, you tell Tarhun what to do.
All right.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Tarhun would listen to us because we'd be like, we know everything about you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm inside your head, Tarhun.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be so fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Grimdark, give them good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make the bet ahead of time. I've already made it once. I can do it again.
Tarhun, Grimdar, my good man.
Take this bed.
You're gonna need it.
Go bang.
We
the
gotta
lizard.
go to this cigarette
Go
real
bang
quick.
the lizard in the jungle.
Okay.
We also kept calling it woods for a while.
Did
Kept
we?
saying woods.
Yeah,
because
we?
we were like,
It was a jungle.
we were like, there's dead people in the woods. There's a big plant in the woods.
It's a fucking jungle.
We kept saying woods. It was funny.
Woods, the woods.
Oh, that shit was hysterical.
Oh my goodness.
The first episodes are seriously a trip.
Mhm.
It's wild listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely wild.
Oh jeez.
Truly, truly wild.
Now I feel like I have to go back and listen to them.
You should. I would recommend at least listening to the first like one or two
Ah,
because it's such a fucking wild adventure.
Mm-hmm. And all the hints.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So they know nothing about the new campaign, right?
Yeah.
No, we're not
Effectively.
telling them anything. They've seen the logo. That's it. They have
They've
the
only
name
seen
and
the logo?
We're literally not giving them anything. We're not telling them a word. They got the logo, and they will get 5 weeks up to the start of the campaign. They'll get one character visually and what class they're playing, and like maybe a very, very brief description.
Okay.
And that's it.
Do we fight to the death for who gets to go last?
It's DJ since his character is not drawn yet.
Nah.
You're second to last.
Damn it.
If you want to be second to last, you could be.
No, I want it to be at the end.
Yeah.
Very last one.
Yeah, his artwork's literally not like barely been started. So
Yeah.
that's probably
just-
last.
just-
If it's done, I'll put you last. But
Very
yeah,
excited.
we're literally not telling you guys anything. You're not getting anything. All you got was the name and the logo. You can
Yeah.
guess.
You can tell them why. It's because they drank fizzy lifting drink.
Yeah, you lose. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. And you sold the thing to Slugworth, and you're a monster. So you're not getting anything. No, we just want to keep it a secret because I think it's better for it to be a secret for things. I just think it'll be really cool.
I just can't wait for another zero death campaign, baby.
Good luck.
Ooh,
I don't know
why
what-
are you saying good luck?
I'm not sure what yun yun means, but but I kind of love it.
Yep.
Party
Quote that.
Party wipe except me. Party
We just
wipe.
quote Yun Yun.
I mean, all I said at the end of Fall was it is a much darker and colder world, and it is absolutely both of those things. Like,
Stop looking at me like that.
I zero saving graces.
Yeah, if we die, we're dead in this campaign. Just as an FYI.
Especially you
There is,
pumpkin fucker.
Yep.
There is
It's
nothing.
fall in the
Winter. No, it's just fall. Laugh.
Yeah, no. If we're dead, like we're dead. There's no.
You can't say we here. You can't.
There's no helping. Yeah, if you die in the campaign, you die in real. Yeah, we do actually. We take you back into the utility closet.
I'm
and you
sorry.
have to live there forever.
Yeah, right in there.
You go right in there. You get to live with the water heater for the rest of your days.
So don't kill any of your NPCs because you're all of them. Idiot.
Yeah, then you gotta go in the utility.
Got him.
Tricked them.
I'm very, very fucking excited for you guys
I think it's gonna be fun.
to
Yeah.
see and feel this world.
It's gonna
Feel
be
it.
so cool.
Yeah.
Don't hit me with
A to
anything.
B to dick.
Listen,
It's a good alphabet.
listen, man. I'm close. Now I get to throw shit at you. Nice and. I'm gonna buy shit to throw at you too. I'll throw pellets at you. I don't care.
Bird feet.
No, like airsoft pellets.
Oh,
I have
God.
a whole thing
Please
of them.
don't do that because they'll get lost under stuff.
Yeah, just slide into the
if
corners
you
and be
throw
there
anything,
for
make it
eternity.
marshmallows because we can find those. They're big. Yeah, it's gonna be so fun. I have so many things that I've purchased for like prop stuff for my character costume wise.
Don't look at me. Don't. Just don't. I'll
You-
get stuff.
You do have a cloak though. Like that's already a solid base.
I'm not using this. I can't.
Waits after me, lucky
No,
bee.
I mean the point is to reuse some things. That is.
No, I'm not
point of
using.
building
No.
a
I'm not
costume.
using this.
You can buy a different one. That's fine.
This is like literally. This is practically a cardigan. This is coming home.
That's fair.
It's nice and warm. It's almost winter.
I'll link you the shirts that I get for Grimdar, because they're like the only ones I found on Amazon that are not like terrible.
Yes. I mean the.
There's a lot of
Well,
colors.
I need a different style shirt.
I mean, if
It's-
you're wearing a cloak or something over it, it's just to have something that's not like a t-shirt.
Right.
The way that I see it is you can accessorize and make things look different, but like, I mean, unless you want like a pompous fancy boy shirt, there are those, so you'll have to look for those. But yeah, I mean, if you search like medieval or fantasy shirt on Amazon,
Call
you'll
me
get stuff.
call me pompous already. We haven't even started.
I didn't say that. I
He
said
called me pompous.
There are other styles. Welcome to Don's fashion stream. Yeah, I mean, I've got the same shirt that I've got for Grimdark. Guess what? This character and the one in the other campaign, different colors, and then more accessories, cloaks and things, very different.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Tim instead of Tom. Yeah, well, my butthole hurts.
Tim.
Yeah,
my
I got
goodness.
a lot of cool stuff already. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm still getting more stuff. I gotta go to the craft store.
Oh my god, you're a fiend.
I like accessories. I like being able to like hold stuff.
You like holding stuff?
Yeah,
Like big
like
muscles?
tangible big muscles.
Big, thick accessories. Yun yun. Yeah, this
I am
next
Polly
campaign.
Pocket. That's correct. Yeah.
Next campaign's gonna be a trip.
Yeah. It is. It really is. Thick, throbbing.
No saving
accessories.
graces, Paul.
Why do you keep saying it to me? I feel the most confident
Correct.
out of everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and you know I do,
I know.
and I know that you know
Uh-huh.
what I'm gonna do.
Uh-huh.
So you've prepared for it.
Uh-huh.
So if I don't do it,
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter. He's prepared for all of the things.
I'm not.
He always does.
I just won't do anything.
You remember that scary
Exactly.
laugh? Remember that scary laugh in the parking lot, Paul?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It'll be a blast.
It's gonna be so fun. I'm so fucking
guys will-
excited.
You guys will have a great time, I promise.
Fuck off.
I'm excited for next week too, for getting to actually like play a campaign too. Yeah. Well, because also I'm not playing this week because I'm gonna DM on Friday because you're not here.
Yeah.
And you DM'd last week, so I'm gonna DM, and then Sunday I'm DMing, and then Wednesday
we get to play.
We get to play.
Yep.
Very excited.
Oh, that's gonna be fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so like I get to play in 2 campaigns a week, and then DM another one, and then Fridays John and I rotate. It's like so much D&D, and it's so good. It's so good.
Did you tell people what we're playing for next week?
I don't think we like officially said it. I'm playing a wizard. I'm playing a Fire Ganassi wizard named Soot.
Don't look at me. Don't look.
What?
Oh, Arthas.
Arthas, what is this? Wixart.
I think you'll have fun with it.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, you went evocation.
Yeah, evocation.
Do you know what level you guys are starting at?
1.
You're starting at 1?
Yeah. So I'll do nothing.
You're gonna
for a
die.
while.
You're gonna die.
I have like 8
7,
HP.
7 or 8, yeah.
It's bad.
I only have 9.
Yeah.
What are you playing?
I am a Githzerai druid.
Oh, right. You fucking told me.
Yep. Yeah, my favorite thing that I'm
You
gonna
fucking
get to
weirdo.
do as a fucking character.
They're so weird.
It's so good. It's so fucking awkward, and it's
As per usual, John and I are friends. Naturally.
Yeah.
As per usual, he's a monster that the party should attack on sight.
Yep. That's why I'm covered
A
in
what druid? A Githzerai.
Yeah, Githzerai. So I'm a Gith. Gith are creatures from the Underdark that were originally slaves of mind flayers, and eventually led an uprising against them through their leader Gith, and that's why it's Githzerai or Githyanki. Gith are people who oppose the rule of. Githzerai means towards Gith, so they're people who still believe in the kind of like
Gith.
correct Gith. They are the ones who just kind of essentially serve and believe that mental acuity is the way to freedom. They still hunt mind flayers and shit like that. So if I ever see one, I have to fucking go murder it. And then Githyanki are the ones who had separated away. So yeah, I am a weird-looking motherfucker.
Yes, Githzerai. Thank you.
But that's why I'm gonna try to go to a Halloween store and buy a mummy costume because I'm covered in bandages to hide to hide my skin and face.
When we were looking at races for the Oshwamp, we were looking through them, and you mentioned it to me, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I looked at a picture of it, and I was just like,
horrified.
"No."
And I was like, "That means I'll play it."
They're so weird looking.
Yeah, no, they're fucking
like
creepy
as a
as shit.
druid. I just have so many questions as a druid. First of all, how can you become a druid? Is there like a limit? Do you look different when you shapeshift?
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't think so, but spooky, scary.
That's right.
Pretty much.
But no, I have a reasoning in terms of like for my backstory for why I became a druid.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Have to. Even though it's an adventure book, we still do have some backstory stuff. Whether or not it's worked into the campaign explicitly, we'll still have motivations and things. And
Yep.
John and I are pals. I'm gonna kill him.
Also, try to learn all the languages you can. It's
I
really
will.
important.
That's why I kept my intelligence very high. I actually sacrificed my con just to keep my intelligence super high. It's good role playing. Yeah.
I don't remember. My stats are fine.
Yeah, I think I'm like 18 wisdom, 18 int, and then like shit.
Oh, that's
And it's
good
like,
though.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Look at me, Riker. I'm gonna get it.
Look at
You
me,
know
like,
how many times we say that stuff?
still.
Hey, what up, RS Games? Welcome back. Yeah, we literally say it all the time. It's
Look at me,
constant.
right?
I feel like I need to go back and watch that. How many?
I don't know.
8 or
I
9.
have to find. I don't have all the recordings for that.
Oh, really?
I have some of it, but it's so sporadic that like I have a lot of it, but I don't have all of it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Because I just want to see that. What did you say to him originally?
Look at me, Riker. What the fuck was it?
I don't know.
Shit.
I mean, there were,
You've said it so much.
many times.
I've said it to him at this point.
Yeah. I don't remember what the first one was.
I don't
I
remember
think
the first time
it
he
might
said
have been like.
Did he like fix you up or something? And you were like, "Look at me."
No.
No.
It might have been the shit with like the No, it was. I think it was when I became an accountant for the fucking city.
That might have been it.
And I put on like a cardigan and everything, and I gave a fucking like lecture on accounting.
I didn't think that was the first time though. That was the only like I remembered that as well. Like that's what comes to mind to me is you were dressed up in a fucking fancy cardigan. But I don't think that was the first time. I think
Look at me, Riker. I'm a professor now.
Yeah, it's been said so many times. I just can't remember. Like I'll text it to John and he'll text it to me about completely
Random
different things.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what the first one was. Because like in the beginning we had the cave where we had the snake.
Yep.
And we walked through the belly of the snake. Then we had the porks.
Yep.
The
Floating
scaffolding, the floating castle. And
I'm a hazard to society. That's every one of John's characters.
look at me, Riker.
They're always a hazard.
I'm a hazard to society.
Look at me, Riker. I'm taking over a town.
Yeah, pretty much.
In your campaign.
Yep. I fucking love him. It's such a fucking fun character, dude. Look at me, Riker. Now I'm a trash can.
Please. Please.
Buja was okay.
I
That's
like
true.
Buja.
Buja was not a monster.
Yeah, Buja.
Fucking
I
King
talked
Candy.
to Code
King
Red.
Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. Hello.
Oh, hello there. It's me, Buja.
King Candy.
Red Mig. I think it could be Nico Bolas.
It was so funny.
Nico Bolas. I did love the fucking trial shit, dude. That was hysterical. Being an amazing lawyer for you, and then it still didn't fucking matter.
I watched
Nothing
that one where you
I
were
don't
like,
really know how you think about the justice system, sir, but this seems a little extraordinary.
yeah, is he still in Zone of Truth, by the way?
Yep,
Ah, I got him.
Yep.
It's like, but we weren't here. We were with a visit. Why are you going to trial? Okay. All right, I guess so.
Did you just say Ebola?
Ebola, bolus. Nico, Ebola.
Nico Ebola.
Oh, no.
He introduced Ebola. Fucker.
Rip Ashton, yeah.
Yep. Trying to think. Oh my god, what the fuck was the first Riker?
Don. Or donned on.
Was it when I cut the kid's arm off and I was like, "Look at me, Riker. I'm a doctor now."
Maybe. It might have been.
I remember you telling me
It might
about
have
that
been.
because you were just like, his arm was on fire, so you cut it
Cut it
off.
off. Just
I was
no
like,
hesitation.
I was like, wow, that sounds like fun.
Yep.
Literally cut his arm
Just
off.
instantly, no hesitation. What the fuck would it have
Look
been?
at me,
dude?
Riker. I'm a doctor.
Look at me, Riker. I'm
I
a
don't
doctor
remember.
now.
I have like the beginning couple. Look at me, Riker. I'm armed.
Armed. And dangerous.
To society.
That would have been so good.
Yeah,
What
they're some of them are on YouTube. Some of them I have the files. I don't have the like just straight audio recordings of them, and some of them were not recorded. I think towards the end
Yeah.
they were not recorded because I would usually download them from Twitch, but then it was so sporadic where it was like
You forgot.
it was like a month in between the one and the other one. So
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
VODs.
certain
The
how
VODs are
much-
taken down, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure because that's only like 45 or 60 days or something, so I don't have a lot of it. But I've got everyone from Fall.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them from Setendor, and those are safely backed up on our file server, so we're good to go there.
Very happy to be level 6 for Ukubo.
Are you a criminal? No, not here.
Yeah, no. I mean, I now get to, I start to get to put Sarah to shame with my auras. They're just great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so excited to play. Like, we're starting 2 campaigns within, like, about a month apart, which is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
It's so good.
It's gonna be so ridiculous.
It's just great. Like, it's just gonna be great. I want to play so much D&D.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want to do.
I'm just very excited for like that first episode of Oshwamp and then the ending of it and you guys being like, no, we can't stop. We need to keep playing.
No, we won't be able to because you have to leave.
And it's like, I have to go.
No,
It's
you
like,
no, you don't.
No.
No, you don't.
We're not done here, sir. Could you imagine if we were able to do like a fucking 6-hour episode with like a 20-minute break?
Yeah, we could.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we can.
We can't do it with any of the campaigns.
Nah,
We could do it with Setendor.
No, we can do it. No.
That's the only one we could do it with. We couldn't do it with either of the other two because it's during the week.
Yeah, for you because of work.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
I
Setendor,
don't remember that's
if
flipped.
we started early, we could do it longer if
Mm-hmm.
we needed to for something. But that one we're not limited anyway, so that's not too bad. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just see. He wants to end it real nice. We'll just fuck everything up immediately.
Oh God.
Yes.
I watched you do Diablo for like 7 hours. I'd watch D&D for 6. True.
Mm-hmm.
True. And WoW for like 13.
Yeah.
Ugh. That was wild that day.
It was fun though.
Yeah. Really fun, John. It's a really fun
the
game.
Diablo streams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I may do a gaming stream this week, chat, on Thursday. Since we didn't do anything this past Sunday. My weeks go from Sunday to Saturday in terms of schedule wise because that's just kind of how it works out on the calendar. So I may do a gaming stream. I don't know of what on Thursday. I'm not sure.
Why'd you look at me?
It may be something like map related. It may be something like world creation stuff. I have no idea. I'm not sure. I gotta look at this. My idea for Don's next character. That's basically Radmir.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Little
That's
thank
good.
you.
That's so good.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean the calendar literally just goes from Sunday to Saturday, so that's how I count it. So this is not technically D&D. We're not doing anything Wednesday or Thursday. Friday is after dark, and then we're off on Saturday. So I don't want to only have 2 streams because we didn't do Saturday, and also only play D&D. I'm only playing D&D once in a week because there's nothing I can do about that this week. But we have another campaign next week that's starting, so now it'll be a lot. So even if we miss one, it's still more, which is nice. That's really good.
I can't wait to be spooky, scary, fucking druid bitch. Like fucking just terrify everyone. Oh, wild shaping.
Chat, this is going to be
conjuring animals.
last call for any questions regarding Fall or Setendor or anything else about the future campaigns, our characters, any of that stuff, because John has to go shortly. So last call for that, and then I'll pop the giveaway. If you're not here, you cannot win. Just as an aside, you do have to be here. If you're not here,
Well, I mean, you can win, John.
exclamation mark Fall in the chat
very
for
easy
North
campaign.
America only to get a dice tray and a signed letter from the NotGreatRPG crew. But if you're not here, you can't win. Did anyone see when you fell? A lot of people did. I fell a lot.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
It was wild. What a campaign.
It was just so much fun.
It really was. That's why I'm just so excited for Oshwamp and to play the other one.
What do you mean? Fall was dark enough. I don't need.
I just want to
No, stop shaking your head at me like that.
If you thought at any the darkest points of Fall are like a shining light for Oshwamp.
Why? Why? I don't want to come here on Tuesdays and be like, I'm miserable.
You'll have a great time.
Oh no.
What are you doing in my Oshwamp?
What are you doing in my Oshwamp?
Yeah, if there
Yes,
isn't like a
also that is
Shrek-like
very
character,
good.
you're doing it wrong.
No,
The
there
Angel
is
Dawn is
absolutely
very
a
good.
Shrek character.
Okay, good. Is his
Ashley's
name?
gonna die. I just mean it like John means in terms of like tone.
Is his name Kirsch?
It might be. What are you doing in my swamp?
my Oshwamp.
He's a big half orc, you know. He's green.
Easy. But yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna play a lot of D&D, and it's gonna be amazing. I'll go pop the giveaway, I guess. For those of you listening to the podcast, there is going to be nothing on this particular podcast until the beginning of November, but stay tuned because the next campaign, The City of Oshwamp, will be on this Not Great Dungeon Crawlers podcast, so don't worry about that. You can also listen to the Not Great Tavern Tales podcast that has Tales of Setendor on it, and the other one that I'm going to rename and put the adventure books on. So stay tuned for that name because I don't know what it is yet. That's the podcast that I've changed the name like 4 times and put different stuff on it. So I'm going to change it again and put that on it. So stay tuned for that. Go to our website, NotGreatRPG.com. For all other information, social media, our schedule, our beautiful sponsors. The 2 main ones I want to highlight, Dice Envy and Elderwood Academy. Go watch the commercials for those on our YouTube channel because they're hilarious. If you want dice, use promo code NGDC to get 10% off of Dice Envy's stuff. And if you want anything from Elderwood Academy, which includes dice trays, dice boxes, miniature dice, dice towers, tons of stuff that are really amazing, go there and use promo code NotGreatRPG-2019 to get 5% off your entire order, which is awesome that they've provided us with that. So I'm hoping we get some sales on that because we only have that for a month as a test. So I hope that works. But we'll see. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. Anything else, boys?
No, it's just a ton of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Hopefully I enjoy this next campaign and you don't make me want to kill myself every Tuesday.
I mean, I think so. In one of the things that I loved most about Fall was but primarily for the 2 of you, your ability to rise to the occasion in terms of response to difficult situations, the level of extreme quality of play you guys really put on for the last 6-ish plus episodes in particular. You guys were thrust into extraordinary difficult situations, which were not remotely fair to either of you. I'm very proud and happy with the way you guys both played. I think that is what is going to make you guys really enjoy Oshwamp, is knowing going in shit's fucking rough. Like, you played Sekiro, right?
Yeah, I stopped playing it because it wasn't fun anymore.
Just wait, Paul.
No, that's it. That Sekiro is a perfect example of a great idea poorly executed. Okay, poorly executed, John.
I trust in John's ability to make it a good story.
Full stop. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, think Dark Souls, just darker.
Dark Souls 1, right? I'm safe.
We're good.
No, we're good.
Darker
No, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
I'm gonna. We're good.
No, you guys, you will absolutely, because again, it's going to be fun. There are definitive challenges and trials and difficult things that will go on to make the world feel real.
Yeah.
What do you mean feel real? Isn't it real?
Yes.
Isn't it real, John?
But that's
John! Big reveal.
It's one of the
It's
things.
a hologram.
Yeah, that's one of the things that
Wizards.
as opposed to Fall, much more will be around you, interacting with you, as opposed to in response to you. The world would be much more active.
Right, so it's not going to be because at the beginning of Fall, we were seeking everybody out to talk to them for the most part.
This
it's going to be more
it's a bustling city full of fucking crazy ass fun people who are just going to be like, "Are you sad, boy? Do you need some coin?
Oh no!
I'm so excited.
No!
What are you willing to do for it?" Someone's gonna die of fun.
Someone's gonna suck dick for cash.
It's probably not.
It's me. Not my
$20,
character.
right?
Wait.
Don's just coming on hard times.
I gotta pay for these cameras somehow.
Somebody start sending me dicks.
Oh my god! Like a bag. It's got to be a bag minimum.
Yeah.
Big old bag. You'll see, CMS. You'll see.
Anyway.
It's a very good question.
Thank you guys so much for the last Thank you guys for the last year plus of this campaign and my 3 years of streaming at this point, which is wild. The people that are here primarily have always been here, which is really cool. And we've had some new people come along the way, which is very exciting. And I'm happy that we've kind of grown our community a little bit and have shared in the love of D&D and storytelling, because we really, really enjoy it. And I've finally kind of like found my calling on Twitch as far as what I enjoy, which is just hanging out with friends and making people laugh and cry and tell fun stories and things. So I really love it. So thank you guys for that. I'm going to go pop this giveaway, but we're going to leave, and then we'll be back. I may be back on Thursday for something, but I'm not sure. If not, we'll be back on Friday for Not Great After Dark, and then Sunday for Setendor.
It's coming right here. It's mine now.
So thank you guys very much. I love you for everything. We'll see you guys on Friday. Or soon. We'll see you soon. Goodbye. I guess. I don't know. Goodbye. We've done this.
Laugh.
Goodbye, friends.
Bye-bye.
Bye.